Hello and welcome back to Necromancer. I've already destroyed the walls at this castle and we are now about to attack this castle and indeed take it, or at least hopefully take it without, okay, so here's the thing. I was going to say without taking too many casualties, but that's actually not really that big a deal any further, because usually my forces are able to take this without too many difficulties and I don't really need to, well, I don't really need to do too much, unless, obviously, there is a massive amount of defenders in the garrison. But what I'm actually going to say is that I'm going to set myself a little challenge here going forward in the series, and that is going to be that I will attempt, and I'm going to start off very slowly here, because let's face it, we can scale it up, we can scale it up, and I can basically say, oh yeah, I'm going to try and survive this one siege. I know. It's a very tall order, isn't it? It's one of those orders that I think is probably going to be way too tall for me, but we'll see. Maybe I'm going to be able to do it. Who knows? But let's just start off slowly, as I said. And if I can actually not die for once, then I will be pretty happy with that. Anyway, we're just going to do a nice little wall of death, wind of death right there. And that actually seemed to work out quite well. How many did I kill? Only 27. Only 27. But that's okay, because I now have the opportunity to... Okay, apparently I don't have the opportunity to murder with my wonderful, wonderful sword. My Chaos Portal sword. Yes, unfortunately that was not going to happen. But Wind of Death is coming back off cooldown, which is actually really nice. And we do have a couple of Necromancer kills coming in there too. And you know what I really want to do? I really want to get around the side here and use Wind of Death on the ranged forces of our opponent. And, oh, they're actually going into melee? Are you serious? Okay, you're kind of weird, guys. You're kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing there, but okay. Anyway, let's just... Oh, the damage. The damage that this weapon does is actually pretty amazing. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. Boom. Well, that was some devastation if ever I saw it, right? I think that seemed to work out quite well. And it seems like this sword, ooh, it just cuts through like no one's business. It's actually very satisfying to use. And, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm going to say, oh yes, I would definitely recommend getting this sword if you're playing as well. But obviously, that is basically a given. This is one of those weapons that you probably always want to get if you are using a one-handed in some fashion or another. I mean, it's literally one of those things. It's basically a default option in my opinion, especially for a late game weapon. I'm actually not entirely sure if there's anything better than it. There might be in some of the marketplaces. I obviously haven't checked all of the marketplaces, and I don't know the best one-handed weapons that you're going to see in this mod, because let's face it, I haven't really been doing too much gearing up in the form of marketplace scouring, here and there. I've mostly been doing things that give me magic power, of course, so I haven't really been looking at the weapons themselves. Anyway, we're just going to take everything, and we're going to show mercy, not going to claim the fief, and we're going to do the standard thing now where we basically just donate troops to the garrison. And that is hopefully going to be enough for them. I have a little bit too many here, so I'm actually just going to give the Sylvanians in there, and then we're just going to keep the rest. And otherwise, what we're going to do is basically just wait here for some time. That's it. Just wait here for some time, and then we're going to see what happens. Now, my forces, my faction, the Vampire Counts, so technically it's not my faction, but the faction that I'm a part of course, is already on the warpath and has actually been doing a pretty reasonable job at expansion. And I'm not even just talking about in the past couple of episodes, because obviously in the past couple of episodes we've actually been doing very, very well in that regard. But I'm talking about against our new opponent. You can see here that I believe they took... What did they actually take? There was something that they took that They took this. Yes. They took this without me doing anything. They just took that by themselves. I can assume that they were running around with an army of, significant numbers. But that's pretty cool, nevertheless, that they were able to take that. Okay, so without further ado, I have no idea what I really want to do here, but we might as well just spend our influence doing something. We have now 75 points in Charm, which is actually not too bad. That means that I will be able to select another perk. Let me see what I can get here. I'm going to probably stick around at this castle for a little bit of extra time. I'm going to go for Meaningful Favors, even though personally, Meaningful Favors, it really doesn't... I mean... The secondary effects, okay? The secondary effects of the charm perks, the developers of Bannerlord have absolutely outdone themselves. They've done a fantastic job of making the secondary effects of the charm skill tree into something that is actually useful. And I know that might seem really, really weird for me to say actually useful, like it's a surprise that it's useful, but many of the other perks, I've already spoken about this at length in other series, but generally, other perk trees don't have very useful secondary abilities, whereas the charm skill tree, that is far and away the best, in my opinion, for secondaries. Like, for example, 5% chance per day to increase relations with a random NPC of negative relations with you within the settlement. So, for example, if you are a criminal, or if you are someone that is not necessarily liked by... caravan owners and things like that, you know, maybe you continue attacking caravans and stuff. Maybe you want them to forgive you, and as a result, boom, you can get this. And that's actually going to do that, although it's going to take quite a bit of time, because 5% chance, not that big. But Meaningful Favors for me, the secondary, relations with powerful settlement NPCs improve over time. It's actually crazy good, and I'm going to be taking that. And while Charm is not necessarily the most, you know, useful thing in this particular series, it I think increasing, you know, relation with these powerful NPCs is probably going to be pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't really make that much difference to me, because I do have a pretty significant amount of relation with these people anyway, mostly due to the fact that I have helped villagers in the area. I've been fighting huge amounts of bandits, of course, and so on. So obviously, you know, they are already going to be relatively friendly with me. But if you're not, and obviously this is a very early game perk as well, so the charm skill tree definitely really good to take. Anyway, apparently a member of the modding team told me that the Demigryph is not actually meant to be in the marketplace. So that's obviously a bug. Obviously, you know, maybe an oversight or something like that. But for me personally, I don't think that really makes any difference. I think it's actually really cool to see this in the marketplace. And some people said, well, what's going on with the stats? What's going on with the stats of the Demigryph? Okay, so from my perspective, I'm going to give my opinion on this. And, you know, I mean, do you care about my opinion? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But whatever the case, I'm going to give it to you anyway. The Demigryph is a charge mount. That's it. That's what it's for. It is literally going to do massive damage when it runs into enemy units. And I'm actually partially thinking that I might want to buy it, but I don't actually want it to crash my game. I don't know whether it's going to do that, because if it's not meant to be in the marketplace, then maybe it's only meant for NPCs to ride. I'm going to buy it just for science. Just to try it out, you know. But I'm not sure if it's going to crash my game or anything like that, so I'm going to be a little bit careful about this. Anyway, it's only 55,000, and I mean, I can literally just get that back very easily just by selling some stuff like right here. I mean, look at that. We've already gotten back a significant portion of what we just spent, so that's not too bad at all. And otherwise, what we're going to do is we're just going to be buying a little bit of meat, a little bit of grain, and so on and so forth, and just try and get a little bit of extra food here and there. Because even though I don't have units that can consume food, I assume that some of them do, and as a result, it would probably be a good idea just to have a little stockpile in reserve. Anyway, let me see if I can put that on. There's the Demigryph. No saddle. Is there not a saddle that is actually... Wait a minute. Yeah. That might be the reason why there actually isn't a why there isn't a Demigryph in the marketplace, or it's supposed to be a Demigryph in the marketplace. I'm actually going to take a walk around the town center just to see whether I can actually ride this without a... no, I don't think I can, actually. I mean, I'm not entirely sure whether they'd put me on a horse at this point anyway, but... I kind of want to... Can I walk around anywhere else? No, I can't really walk around anywhere else. I'm going to have to go into a battle or something like that, or maybe I can see whether there is a saddle here. I mean, there's Ghost Horse Armor, Empire... What? Empire Horse Royal Armor. Look at how incredible this is. Oh, there's a Demigryph saddle. Oh, okay. Never mind. So there is actually a saddle available here. That's actually really cool. So very much looking forward to seeing how those ride. I am looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I would love to get this. Or I could just get the Ghost Horse harness. I mean, these are all really, really cool. So you know what? I'm just going to leave it for the moment because we don't really have a horse that is really super amazing to put that kind of armor on. So we're just going to leave it for now and we'll just see what happens. But hello there. Let's have a look at this guy. This is a guy that I think we fought him once before, but that was basically it. Let's go in here and see what he's all about. Hello there, sir. Okay, so obviously we do have to be a bit careful this time around because we are doing battle on an unfamiliar mount. This mount is going to be much slower than my previous one. And, oh, look, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I can feel like it's heavier. You know, I can feel like it's heavier. Its maneuvering is much lower. But that doesn't really matter too much, because what does matter is the fact that it is going to be so incredibly powerful at charging into the enemy. Unfortunately, a lot of them have pole arms. A lot of them have pole arms. Well, that's not particularly good. Wait a minute. They don't have any archers? Oh, well, that's actually putting paid to my plans then, isn't it? Yes. That is putting paid to my plans like no one's business. I'm actually really surprised that they have no archers. Okay. Well, another Wind of Death should have them sorted out without too many issues. Hopefully. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Just gonna heal myself a little bit here. Withering Wave could be kind of useful. Wow, my Demigryph literally just took 186 damage from that guy doing a little bit of pokey action. I mean, obviously my Demigryph doesn't have the most amazing armor on at the moment, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Anyway, let me get out my wonderful staff and see if I can do battle against some of these. I love that when that happens. That's so incredibly funny. You know, these guys literally coming at me with, well, admittedly, full plate armor. They have full plate armor, and I think to myself, oh yes, you know, this guy trying to attack me right there, he thinks that he is the most protected, most powerful, you know, do-gooder, I suppose you could say, in the entirety of the world. Well, I mean, let's just say that he thinks that. And then he gets taken out by a person that admittedly is wearing pretty much what could be considered a paper bag. That's how much protection we have, pretty much. And yeah, he gets taken out by that guy. It's basically like being killed by Gandalf, you know, but without any spells. You know what I mean? It's kind of yeah. If I would go that far, I mean, you know, that's a bit of an exaggeration, of course, but still, I think that's pretty amusing. Anyway, there we go. We gained another 72 renown. Seems like we are getting a very nice surge towards tier 6 in terms of our clan. So the best thing for us to do now is to take him prisoner and move on. And I'm actually thinking, you know what, well, I mean, I don't really need cash. As I said before, I don't really need cash. So I'm going to just take as many as I can, but I really actually needed to sell before we went in versus this guy. But I obviously forgot because I'm very, very good at remembering that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to take the armor because armor's always good to sell. And we're going to donate the rest of the weapons. And we're right next to a town, which is even more of a crime, to be honest, the fact that I was unable to take all of the prisoners. But look at that, 23,000 to sell all of them. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And we're almost back to where we were previously before we purchased the Demigryph. And now we're going to just sell some of this too. And now, here's the thing, we still haven't tested it out, you see. We still haven't tested it out. It has 70 charge damage. I mean, really, how can I say no to 70 charge damage, right? I mean, I've been consistently saying over, well, I don't even know whether it's been years yet, but I've been saying that I would love to see charge damage do more. And if this mount gives me the ability to do that, I am going to be extremely excited by that. Anyway, I'm actually thinking of buying the Empire Horse Royal Armor, because once I have tested out the Demigryph, I'm probably going to go back to using my old horse. And if you know what? We've got money, we might as well spend it, right? What's the point if we don't spend it, right? So 127,000 is what we're going to be spending here. It might be way too expensive for us, but I'm thinking, you know, as I say, if you have money, what is the point in just literally letting it languish there in, well, in your inventory, I suppose. Anyway, let's have a look at what's actually going on here. This particular army is attempting to take this. Oh, yeah, what? Where are you going? Where's he going? Did you see that? What is he doing? This guy is an absolute imbecile. I have no idea. Look at what... Why did he decide to stop that? That is really, really weird. Okay, so they're building catapults. This is real bad. I mean, generally this is really, really bad for me, because now I have to pick up the slack where this guy dropped it, pretty much, and I am just going to go in here with ladders. Now, this is usually not what I do, obviously, you know me. I would usually do something, you know, build trebuchets or build a siege tower or something along those lines. And most of the time, this actually doesn't work too badly. You know, this is okay. You know, getting siege ladders up and so on and so forth is actually not the worst. But it very much depends on a variety of factors, of course. Maybe it's going to work now because they have such a significantly dwindled garrison. Gotta say, I very much like the Demigryph model. I think the Demigryph model looks actually really cool. Let me see if I can get this ladder up here. I should have summoned some skeletons before doing this, to be honest. Okay, there's the ladder. Gonna summon some people. And there we have it. Okay, let's tell my people to charge in so that we can actually get these ladders up and running. And I'm just going to try and zoom myself up here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try and do a little bit of... What? How did I hit him from there? Okay, I have no idea how I hit him from there, but I was able to. Okay, Wind of Death. Murder. Okay, that didn't kill anyone. Okay, that was admittedly very, very disappointing. Well, to be fair, I wasn't really expecting it to do too much. But yeah. Okay, where's my pointer? I can't see the pointer at the moment. Gonna have to... Oh, there, I see it now. Okay, let's just do it here. Okay, that's actually working admittedly well. Very nice. Okay, hello there, sirs. Don't worry about me. I'm just a paper bag wearer. Don't worry. Okay, let me go. Let me just heal myself a little bit here. And, okay, I've got to be real careful about these guys. Got to get out my shield. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to get beaten. I'm going to get beaten by these guys because they just have better one-headed... Well, never mind, I just got shot. Yes, that happens. That happens. Okay, well, hopefully my forces will be able to enter the castle. Can they actually enter the castle finally? Because it seemed to me like I was the only one doing anything there, but oh well, never mind. We still haven't had an opportunity to test out our Demigryph either, which I would love to be able to do. So maybe we're going to see a little bit of, I don't know, maybe someone's going to try and take this in a retaliation or something. Who did I lose here, by the way? Lost mostly skeletons. Yeah, that's not too bad, I suppose, but yeah, we'll see. How much am I going to gain from this? Okay, 113 troops from here, and also a couple of prisoners too. That's always nice, isn't it? It's always nice to gain a little bit of that. And we'll just get all the armor. We'll donate the rest, of course, as we normally do. And now just show mercy, and then we'll donate troops to the garrison once more. There we go, there's another 79, and I actually don't need to donate anything further. I'm actually thinking maybe I should keep the skeletons. I don't know, I mean, that's the point. We haven't been back to vampire territory in quite some time. If we were to stick around here and to sort of stay in enemy territory or nearby to it, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to be able to go back there, which is going to be a little bit difficult. How close are we actually to it? Yeah, we're about halfway there. That's not too bad. Not too bad, but I would say it is a little bad. So let's actually see who's going to get this now. Well, there, I'm actually on the ticket for once. That's pretty crazy. Usually I'm never, ever on the ticket. I doubt I'm actually going to be able to get it myself. Yeah, I don't really want it, honestly. Anyway, to be honest, I feel like it's just a castle after all, and it's definitely not something that I'm interested in. So let's see actually what else is happening. Okay, so they are going over there to take that, and I believe that is actually the only fief that the opponent has remaining, which is very interesting. Hello there, Luthor is here. Okay, do you wanna fight, Leon? Leon, do you wanna fight with me? He does. He actually wants to fight with me. I'm very surprised. Okay, let's save real fast, just in case, because obviously I've done a whole bunch of stuff and we haven't gotten an autosave as far as I could remember. So let's see. Okay, I need to level up a little bit. I am still using the Demigryph. I have decent magic power. Whoa. We actually have stronger. Really? I'm very surprised. We actually have more combat strength than the opponent. That is quite rare, I would say, for such a large army. I would have expected them to have some pretty good combat strength at this point, but maybe, I think he's probably employed a minor faction, and that might be the reason why. They might be mercenaries, and that might be the reason why he's running around with a slightly diminished combat strength, but oh well, never mind. Anyway, they have archers! They actually have archers! I'm very, very pleased about this. That means that I'm going to be able to, hopefully, test out our Demigryph's power against them. And I'm just going to summon a bunch of skeletons nearby here, just to act as a bit of a decoy, I guess. And wow, this is... Oh, they really don't know what they're doing, do they? Look at this. Okay, that's not the best part. That's not the best part. This is the best part. I mean, that's not even the best part, to be honest, is it? I mean, look at this. Look at how many enemies they actually have around here. My necromancers are just completely blasting them to pieces. That is amazing. Very, very nice to see. And, yeah, this actually puts paid to my Demigryph strategy as well, because I actually wanted to, you know, get my Demigryphs in there. Maybe I can try and charge someone. Okay, not bad, not bad. The damage was pretty decent. I mean, you could see there, 23 damage and so on, and I'm actually going to have to be a bit careful here. I really do not want to die before I get to use my last Wind of Death. Okay, let me see. I need to make it count. Oh, I should have done it into the... Oh, that was a... Okay, that was actually somewhat unfortunate timing. I wouldn't say it was bad timing, but I would definitely say unfortunate timing, because we had a situation where the enemy was just about to receive reinforcements, and I don't know whether you noticed that, but they spawned just a little bit too much left to where I was aiming, and as a result, I missed them all, which is, again, unfortunate timing, really. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. Maybe I can do a little bit of attacking with my... Oh, that guy didn't even see that coming. That was amazing. I lost my... Okay, apparently my Demigryph is dead. My Demigryph is apparently very... I wouldn't say weak, but I would definitely say not on the strong side when it comes to taking damage, apparently. Very, very strange. But yeah, I mean, they're obviously, you know, the modding team is probably still going to be tweaking that a little bit, tweaking the stats of those things. I'm actually not entirely sure what they're going to plan on doing with that, but I assume because it wasn't meant to be in the game yet, maybe it still needed a bit of balancing done to it or something like that. I don't know. But whatever the case, it was actually fun to try it out, and while we didn't really get a very extensive testing period, it did show us that it was capable of dealing some pretty good damage with charge, and I can assume that if we had actually been able to get a much nicer initial attack, in other words, you know, if the enemy's archers were not defended so incredibly heavily, I think we would have probably had a much better time of things, and we would have been able to do, I don't know, maybe like 30 to 40 damage per hit, if we were able to maintain our speed, of course. So that would have been fun, but obviously, you know, you can't always get what you want in an ideal situation, and this was far from ideal, so yeah, of course. Okay, well, this is we have way too many cavalry right now. We have way too many cavalry. So many people just bunched up and attempting to kill this one guy. I assume it's a handful of people, but still, it feels to me like they're just trying to kill that one person. But there you go. We were able to achieve victory with very minimal losses on our side, at least. I'm obviously not entirely sure how many Leon took, but hopefully not too many. Anyway, I'm going to be taking these guys prisoner, try to reduce the amount of reinforcements that could possibly be attributed to the nearby fief, because we want to make sure that our forces, Mr. Johann, I believe he's actually attempting to take that at the moment. Hopefully he's going to have a slightly easier time if we act as a bit of a jailer, shall we say, a bit of a jailer. That's what we want to do. Anyway, we're going to leave the rest there. Take all the armor, donate the rest, of course, as we always do. And now I don't think we need to worry about him too much, do we? I'm going to go over here because I need to sell my prisoners and I need to sell a bunch of armor as it is. So I'm very much hoping that he's going to be successful here. If he isn't successful, I'm going to very much, I'm going to question his, shall we say, his competence. Yes, I think his competence should be put in question as a result of this, because he must have an army that is... Oh. Nope, he doesn't. He doesn't have an army that is capable of taking this. I do think that I need to head in there myself, but has he destroyed the walls? I don't think he has. So no wonder he's taking so many casualties. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We're going to go in there, and we're going to see what I can do about helping him out. I would admittedly believe that we probably won't be able to achieve anything ourselves either. I personally feel like in this situation, you're probably going to need to destroy the walls. I feel like, you know, destroying the walls, especially when there is an army, well, shall we say, a garrison of over 500, it's probably a good idea to do it that way, but let's go in there and see what he's actually doing. Alright, so the enemy has, I would assume, catapults. If they have catapults, this is going to be very painful, and if they don't have catapults, then we should be fine. Let me not say that, actually, because as soon as I say that, I'm going to get a ballista bolt right through my face. What do you bet? That's usually how it goes. Doesn't seem like there's anything around here. And I have this wonderful horse now with even better armor. And this armor is literally going to make my horse... Well, I don't want to say it, but it feels to me like my horse is now indestructible. Well, let's see. Let's see whether that's actually the case. Not entirely sure. I don't think I've ever had armor that has 100 protection on it before, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Anyway, let me get out my shield. Gonna raise this up. That guy's got a gun. Alright. Okay, I'm actually gonna play a bit more of a summoning role this time. Because it feels to me like my direct damage spells, unless the walls are down, are not that effective. So I'm just gonna kind of stay back here, just summon a huge amount of skeletons to act as fodder, try and get them to go in first, and then we'll send in our beefier units after that, and hopefully that's gonna make a bit of a difference to our survivability. Obviously that's very much a, I don't know, wishful thinking, shall we say, wishful thinking. And how are we doing here? I'm not liking this one bit, actually, right now. My cavalry are getting on top of the battlements. But are they surviving? Yeah. Are they? They are. This is interesting. Okay. Oh, this is rare. This is a rarity, isn't it? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so we have actually routed them. They seem to be running away. That's fantastic. This guy is going to absolutely murder me, though, because he has much better one-handed skill, or at the very least, he's just better. So let me just run away here real fast. Like a very brave individual. There we go. You're not going to be on the ballista for that much longer, sir. Alright, so a significant amount of reinforcements have just appeared down below. So if I can get down there and actually use one of my damaging spells, which I should theoretically be able to do if I can get there in one piece, then that would be great. Oh, it seems like, wow, there's a lot of enemies trying to get up this this staircase here. I guess what I could do is just run a little bit of interference with my sword itself. My sword actually doesn't do bad damage. I'm just very, very easily able to get, well, to get beaten in terms of attack speed, basically. And I think that's probably due to my low one-handed weapon proficiency. That's more than likely the only reason. It seems like, never mind. Seems like my forces were just able to steamroll most of the enemy here. See, now that's the thing. That was the reason why I was so surprised that Johann's forces were taking so long to actually do something within the garrison here. But never mind. Seems like we were able to achieve victory. My robes are stained with the blood of our enemies, as you can see. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. I actually really like that detail. Is that how it is in the base game? Is that how it is in the base game? I don't think so somehow. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like in the base game you actually have that that persistence with you know, blood all over you and so on and so forth. But that's very cool, nevertheless. Anyway, I will be... I don't even know why I should even bother taking these guys prisoner, to be honest, because this is their last fief, and they're probably going to be making peace in a very quick second. But that means that I need to rush quite a bit to place these in the garrison and also to sell the prisoners that I've just gained. So let me just very quickly go ahead and do that. 46,000 for that, and we need to donate the troops. I actually don't need to rush with actually donating the troops, but still, it's a good idea to just get them in there. And what else do we have here? Oh, we got more of these guys. Okay, so yeah, we got more of those the castle skeletons. Let me see what I can do. Oh my, yeah, that's a lot. I really wish I didn't have to give away so many, but yeah, that's a pretty significant garrison now though, at least. So it's going to be very, very difficult for any enemies to actually take this now. So that's, I guess, somewhat good, right? Anyway, another 75,000 for us from the selling of all the armor. And now I'm just going to wait here for some time and see what happens. I mean, I assume a war exhaustion peace agreement is going to be coming in. And here we go. The final faction has now decided to declare war against the vampire counts. This is, of course, not very good timing for them. They are the most powerful faction, though. As you can see, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's actually pretty significant. They have 6 towns. So that's pretty interesting, actually, to say the least, because this, again, I just don't understand why they took so long for them to declare war, because now it's basically a case of every other faction is pretty much done. They don't have any additional towns or castles or anything like that. And well, these guys are ripe for the picking, so to speak, and our previous enemies are going to be making peace with us. So I suppose in upcoming episodes we're going to be facing our final opponent. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.